Hi, this is Rajeshwari, Assistant Professor of English. Let's start the session with a poem, A Different History, written by Sujata Bhatt. Let's see about the poet first. Sujata Bhatt is an Indian poet. She was born in Ahmedabad, Gujarat in 1956. She brought up in Pune but emigrated with her family to the United States in 1968. Gujarati is her mother tongue, and currently she lives in Germany. She has won many awards. Her first collection was Brunism, published in the year 1986, that won the Commonwealth Poetry Prize and the Alice Hunt Bartlett Award. A Different History is also from her collection Brunism. Through this poem, A Different History, Sujata Bhatt points out the British colonization in India, especially India after the period of colonization. The poem moves through the Indian cultures and traditions and religion. Here, in this poem, Sujata Bhatt describes the theme of the loss of culture and language. Let's see the poem. Great Pan is not dead. He simply emigrated to India. Here the gods roam freely, disguised as snakes or monkeys. Every tree is sacred, and it is a sin to be rude to a book. The poem begins with the reference of the Greek god Pan. Pan is the Greek god of nature. According to Greek mythology, Pan is the only god who died. Pan is considered as one of the oldest Greek gods. This god did not have the appearance of a normal man. He is appeared with horns on his head, and bottom half of his body was just like a god. Sujata Bhatt says, Great Pan is still alive and he emigrated to India. Here she emphasizes the religion and culture of India through the reference of Greek god and tells how Indians worship God. We worship snake and monkeys as God. Indians believe the presence of God everywhere. We consider, or the Indians consider, trees as sacred or holy. People in India give respect to the books because here in India, people believe the presence of God in books. The goddess Saraswati. We treat books as the goddess Saraswati. According to the Hindu religion, Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge, music, art, wisdom, and nature. Here shows the importance of giving respect to the books. It's a sin to shove a book aside with your foot, a sin to slam books down hard on the table, a sin to toss one carelessly across a room. You must learn how to turn the pages gently without disturbing Saraswati, without offending the tree from whose wood the paper was made. As per the Indian culture and tradition, showing disrespect to the books is a sin or a wrongdoing. For example, pushing books with your foot or keeping your books on the table forcefully or throwing the books carelessly, these are all considered as a sin in India. The poet emphasizes importance of Indian culture and she points out that the goddess Saraswati must be treated with great respect. People should learn to turn the pages gently without hurting the goddess Saraswati and without hurting the tree from which the paper was made. Here we can see how the poet shows her respect to the environment also. The second and the last stanza. Which language has not been the oppressor's tongue? Which language truly meant to murder someone? And how does it happen that after the torture, after the soul has been cropped, with the long side swooping out of the conqueror's face, the unborn grandchildren grow to love that strange language? The second stanza shows the British colonization in India, how the Indian culture gets damaged by the intrusion of other culture and language. Here, the poet uses the language of colonizer as a weapon, that is English. So she uses the language English as a weapon. Though this language English oppressed or enslaved or killed or tortured us once, later when the society demands, we, the people, started using this language. Because now it is the language of survival. So the poet feels, if this is the present generation, what will happen tomorrow? The children and grandchildren of tomorrow would definitely love this strange language called English. So future generation may not be aware of the torture or pain which is given by this language English. Sujata Bhatt is also using English here to convey her thoughts, but she used as a weapon against the colonizer who tortured Indians. As the title tells, the poem tells about different histories or different cultures and backgrounds like Greek mythology, Indian religion, and the British colonization. Here we can also see a different history and environment which she has experienced when she emigrated to another country. So the theme of nature and religion is evident throughout this poem. So that's all. Here we are winding up the session. I trust you understood. Thank you.